Hey guys, welcome to the Smokin and Jokin show. My name is Beth King, also known as the Crayon Eater's wife.
My name is Lex Bonilla, also known as Men of Warrior 22.
And I am Jimmy King, your resident Gimp. Thank you all for joining us on the show tonight. We've got a special guest with us. He's a Army veteran, a author, motivational speaker, influencer extraordinaire on TikTok as far as that goes. Sean Lowry. Sean, thank you for joining us. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Outstanding. For anybody who has joined us early tonight, if you could highlight in the comments, it'd be greatly appreciated. Let people know we're out here putting on a show for you, trying to put a smile on your face and passing on some good information. Be greatly appreciated. So, Sean, give us a little background. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from?
Okay.
What took you into the service?
So originally I'm from Indiana. My dad was military as well, so I'm a military brat. So yay. Which is funny because when I was a kid, I never thought about the military. I actually hated the military because my dad was gone all the time. But we traveled all over the world. Got in a lot of trouble. I didn't know what I was going to do growing up, but eventually I got my shit together and I decided to, got my stuff together and decided to join the military in 2004. Went to Fort Leonard Wood, and that was right after 9/11, which is actually inspired some, in the military. And Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, till 2005, and then I got my first deployment orders in 2008 and 9. No, I'm sorry, 2007 and 8. I went to Afghanistan, and then in 2010 I went back till 2011 and got out in 2012. That's my military background. Obviously, I suffered with addiction after I got hurt in Afghanistan. Went to the Wounded Warrior Project at Fort Gordon and stayed there for a year and a half, and got on all kinds of medicine, and pretty much my life. Like I suffered, painkillers. I got hooked on it, and I got out 2000. That went all the way up to 2018, where I decided to finally get clean and sober. But yeah, that's the background roughly. Me joining the military, and then what happened. Obviously there's more to how I got into what I do now, but that's the background of me joining the military and what happened after the military. Yeah. Combat engineer, 12 Bravo.
All right, sorry. Looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here.
Can you guys hear me all right? Okay, cool.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, so combat engineer. I worked with a lot of combat engineers. I mean, it was in the Corps, obviously.
Yeah.
But, the Marine Corps has unfortunately done away with my MOS 0351, and the only time I actually worked with combat engineers was on the demo side, but that was always the fun stuff. So
that's fun stuff. That's demo. That's blowing up stuff. And what's funny is that everybody's like, "Oh, cool, we get to blow stuff up," and I'm like, "Dude, like, do you know what comes into prepping when you're talking about blowing something for? Like, you got to carry it, you got to tape it, you got to, what I'm saying? Like, that's all the grunt stuff. And then one person gets to blow it, so it's really that fun.
and then there's the math.
But,
I don't like.
And then the
I
math.
don't like the math.
Exactly. Yep. You know what was cool though about my deployment? Well, the first time when I went to Afghanistan, I actually was what you call a filler. I don't know if you know what that is. So a filler is kind of like in the civilian world, OJT, like on the job. Basically, I filled an 88 mic slot, which is basically a truck driver. And so I did that the whole tour, and it was amazing to see a non-combative MOS, how they live compared to infantry type lifestyle. But it was a great deployment. I mean, obviously there was stuff that happened, but it was just, 88 Mike. I was driving a truck. I was driving a 5-ton, and I got the gun. I got to do all that kind of stuff. So it was fun. But what I was getting at is when I went back in 2010 as a combat engineer, instead we actually used the landmine, like we used the mine detectors through Afghanistan. I drove a Husky. I don't know if y'all know what that is. That a Husky has this big old
sled dog,
GPR
right?
in front of it. Yep. and we basically we drive for like hours and hours and hours clearing the route. So we never hear the saying engineers lead the way, because we clear the way for infantry. That's basically what it is. We go on missions, and my job was to basically drive like 2 miles per hour. And every time I had a ping, or every time I thought there was something in the ground, I had to basically look at this screen and decide if it was an IED, or if it was a rock, or if it was Coke cans or whatever. And then whatever I decided, if I marked it, if I said, okay, I want to dig, so I'd mark it, then I would back up, and then the buffalo would come up and they dig it up. And then as they dig it up, typically we would blow it. Like, we never call EOD, but we do our own stuff. But that was my job. And if I missed an IED, somebody got hit, or I got hit. It was a very stressful job.
Alrighty, 1 second. Danielle Little, Hannah Vance, Lex. Sorry, just looking at all the people who made comments. Lance McElhaney and Theo, thank you all for joining us.
That's right. Theo said combat engineers got the biggest balls in the Corps.
That's right, baby. Let's go. Well, at least in the Army.
Listen, I don't know, man. I agree, and at the same time, all I could think about is you never go full retard, man. Like, it's walking that fine line. I worked with a lot of engineers, and in the first deployments, that was the thing. I was young and dumb, so I used to volunteer. Like, hey, there might be an IED. Who wants to go check? Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, we were like that. I would say I was like that until the beginning, and then when we realized, okay, this is real, right? When people start getting blowed up, and you're seeing your brothers getting hit, and then I got my first hit, it was just like, you know what, this is crazy. And then I was getting nervous, and but yeah, I got to give props to the engineers, man. We ain't no joke. We're out here making it happen. And infantry, I used to pick on infantry all the time because they wouldn't go out unless we cleared. It's like, bro, just go. Oh, we did it. So, but
it's all politics, man. It's all politics.
Oh yeah, but it was a good tour. I mean, obviously I lost brothers and stuff like that, but I ended up getting injured. I actually busted up my ACL, my meniscus, and that's what actually, I didn't get mediflacked out or anything. They just sent me home a few months early, so I had surgery. They're like, okay, we're gonna get you home. You're gonna have surgery. Another tour coming up. And I was so excited. I was supposed to get my E5. Like, there was so much I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? That was the plan. It was like, you're going to go to Fort Gordon. You're going to get surgery. You're going to come back strong. We're going to get you to Kosovo. You're going to be a sergeant. Like, there was all these plans. But the moment I got to Fort Gordon, it was doctor. See a psychiatrist. See this psychiatrist. See this person. And then before I knew it, I was on 16 different people. And then before I knew it, I thought I was crazy. Yeah.
Speaking of psychiatrists, I'm a strong believer. I'm a strong believer that Sean, it took me years to finally realize, like, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, right? The plans you thought you had, right? The universe had other plans, and
I agree.
And for me, for myself, for instance, me getting blown up and me getting injured was the best thing that happened, right? I had a real hardcore, hard charging drill sergeant mentality. Unless the bone was sticking out, you ain't going nowhere. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist, right? When I got injured, that's when I experienced mental health, mental illness, and all this stuff, the depression, the suicidal thoughts. And it led me down the path that I'm on now. So maybe this was supposed to be my higher calling, just like with you, what you're doing now. So I think you're exactly where you're supposed to be, but you needed that life experience, right? Maybe it hurt a little bit, but you know,
I agree with that 100, man. 100%. I agree with that. And I've said that for years. I tell people that, like, sometimes things happen, even the situation I'm in now, like, we don't understand why things happen, but they're going to happen for a reason. And at the end of the day, like, I don't know where I'm going to be at next week or next month or whatever, but the universe knows. And at one time in life, I'm looking at my life going, what do I do from here? What happens from here? And I feel like I'm at the end of the rope. Any other option is going to happen, and before you know it, something great happens, and then gets better. But I say, if you quit. So as long as I don't quit, then, and that's how I feel.
As far as the psychiatrist and therapy and pills and all that goes, when it comes to recovery, I myself was blessed. I got the psychiatrist, the therapist, and my medication all in one. And the person right above me.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
Mhm.
No, I thought
and
Lex
my
when
reason
when
my
Lex
reason
said
for why I'm going to end up in the psych ward, but you know,
when Lex said, speaking of psychiatrist, I was like, and we have Beth back.
I was good. I was waiting for that. I was like, oh, welcome back, Beth.
Right.
I wanted to address that guy right there, Tor. He says RCIB. He said CE was supposed to be IEDBs, but yeah, we all had a different patch from everybody else. Everybody else, I think, had the ISIF. We walked around with the CI. So anytime you saw one of those patches, you knew we were the big dogs. We come in, we were clearing the routes for people. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up. But, yeah.
I was really excited to have you on, and I wanted you to share your story and your journey, because I found you on Facebook like 3 years ago, and
Dang.
you can ask Jimmy. They used to joke on me because I would walk around saying he's so inspirational. He's so inspirational because you used to do those quotes every day,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just some inspirational, like just a little nugget. And what really drew me to you is the connection of addiction and recovery. And I had for years been ashamed to let anyone know that I was in recovery. And the few times I did, I got burned. But you made me and showed me that you can be 100% honest with who you are and what you've been through. And, don't let it define you. Don't let that one moment define you. And don't be ashamed of it, that you can use it for, your story and your experience for good. And I just, for one, want to thank you, because trying to be one person and pretending that a huge part of my life didn't exist and didn't happen was a mental mind fuck, and it's a
It is.
struggle. And so for you to be able to inspire people to be able to talk about it, like, that's awesome. And I you know I know you've touched my life in many ways, and like, I really value your friendship. So I just really
Thank
wanted
you.
to, have you on and share you, and like
Thank
tell all
you.
my friends about you
It's
and
good.
how
I remember that
inspirational
conversation.
you are.
I remember that conversation too. And I remember me and you sitting back talking, and you're telling me that you're like, I'm ashamed. I was ashamed of my addiction and how are people are going to react to me. And every time I even brought it up, people would discredit me or make me feel like I was worthless or whatever. And I told you straight up, I was like, forget those people.
Yeah,
This is your journey. This
yeah,
is your life. And,
yeah,
and I remember that. So yeah. I don't know. I'm not exactly proud of my past, but I know it's part of who I am, and
yeah. But
people can accept that or they can.
I don't think we would be the people that we are, whether it's empathy, compassion, or driven us to touch other people's lives, if we hadn't gone through it. And we,
That's right.
sitting at home being ashamed of it, you know,
I
holds you
think you
back
have
from
to.
so many connections and people you can help.
Yep.
I think you have
That's
to
right.
own your story, regardless of what it is,
Yeah,
right? Because life isn't
Love
meant
that.
to be perfect, right? We're supposed to experience all
That's right.
these things. It shapes you, and your
Yeah.
story will inspire other people. And the ones who are telling you and trying to put you down, listen, they go back home, and behind closed doors, they're suffering in silence.
yeah.
So
That's right. That's right.
all right,
I
guys.
want to. Oh, go ahead, Jimmy.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna interrupt the whole conversation there for two things. One, I need to pay the bills, and then have someone catch us up on comments. But before that, we have hit the we have passed the 12-minute mark. So, if we could all just get the collective going, it'd be great.
Are we going to do the collective fuck?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
Oh.
All right, there we go.
Sorry.
I
I
think
don't
I
know why
cheated.
this has
I was
become
a
a
little
thing,
early.
but it's a thing now.
So,
Army
as far
guys
as paying the
know.
bills, for all you coffee drinkers out there, if you drink coffee anywhere near as much as Lex does, um, head over to Arrow Resupply Coffee. We got the QR code on the screen there. You can scan that. They've got some great coffee. They've got a great lineup of teas. Whatever floats your boat as far as getting your caffeine going. Head over to Arrow Resupply, arrowresupplycoffee.com. Um, get some tea, get some gear, get some coffee, get caffeinated. I think everybody in the military runs on caffeine and adrenaline, but um, yeah, check them out. For those of you that are, sorry, brain fart there. For those of you that are wanting to start your own business, improve your business, sell your services to the government, get some of them government contracts, or even start your own organization, head over to Artias at yesrts.com. These guys are great. No, sorry.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
reading. There we go. Artias' QR codes up there in the corner. You can scan them. These guys are great. They will hold your hand through everything, break down Barney style, and keep it simple. Um, you're still distracting me. I mean, we're not even in the same room. You're still distracting me during a commercial.
I can do
Um,
it from 300 miles away.
so head over to Artias, yesrts.com. These guys are great. I can't tout them enough as far as how great they are at everything they do when it comes to improving your business or getting you them government contracts. Um, yeah, so there, bills are paid. I got distracted.
All right, we're gonna go back to let me catch us up real quick. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
'cause
There's some really good comments.
a lot
Definitely
of
catch
people
us up.
chimed in. Julie Shore said, "Hey Sean, my favorite bro." Um, Theo had said, "I agree, Sean. I didn't know why I got a divorce at first, but then I found out the universe wanted me to live out my whole phase." um,
Let's go.
And he is.
Robbie said, "What's up, family?" Lance said, "Just call me if you have to go to the psych ward. I don't mind going back if I need to, or if you need someone to be with you." Robbie said, "Sean is my brother from another mother." Theo replying to Lance, still got his employee of the month poster up at the psych ward. Theo also said a wise man once said that if you ain't a real vet until you've been to the 5th floor at the VA psych ward. Lance replying said it actually just brags on how frequently they had me there as a customer. Hannah said Sean is such an inspiration with such a beautiful soul. I praise the Lord that I found him. Theo, I should have read this in order because the next comment is Theo said, "I still don't give a fuck." but that was after the collective fuck. Julie Shore said, "Sean inspired me to tell my story because for once, someone aside from my family genuinely took the time to listen and not judge me or ridicule me. I told my story for the first time publicly on Sean's live."
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I read that while Jimmy was reading the commercials, and yeah, that's amazing.
Then
That was totally right.
we had a few comments after that about the coffee. Theo has said, "If a vampire bit my neck, they'd be awake for 7 days." But I want to
I don't
go
know.
back
I
to
think
the,
I might have you beat. I drink Monsters nonstop, so
I mean, isn't
Okay,
that
I'll
the
do it.
military way, right? Like caffeine and hate in the morning and whiskey and poor decisions in the evening. That's how it used to
there
be.
you go. And here we are.
Yep. And now we're over here telling stories about we fucked up.
Never knew we were gonna do it either.
Meanwhile, our
Hey,
kids
this is a
are in
safe
the military.
space. Nobody judges.
Meanwhile, our kids are in the military, and I'm telling my son, who's also infantry, like, no, I didn't do that shit, man. Like, no,
Alexi.
that shit wasn't recorded, so it never happened.
There you go.
Robbie, can't wait to see you at your beautiful bride at the wedding.
Yes,
Sorry, I
yes.
saw that comment.
Looking forward to that. Welcome to the show, Lexi.
Hi, Lexi.
Sean, I've been seeing your videos on TikTok, man, and I finally came across it again. I gave you a follow.
I'm kind of on a different journey,
I don't
but
know if he follows me.
I've been seeing them come across, and I'm like this guy's familiar. I keep seeing him around. I keep seeing him around, but then
yeah,
so
it's
it
kind
popped
of
up
a mix
earlier.
of content that I've been doing. Kind of been doing kind of like a relationship type thing. Like I don't know anything experience. Like I like to. I'm on something different right now, but I'm still trying to motivate people, especially when I go live. I try to at least
Yeah.
take a moment to inspire somebody.
I think that you forget everything you're doing is going to inspire someone, right?
Yeah, I hope.
You might be doing you might be listen, that's our hope, right? Like if it helps one person or relates to somebody, I
Yeah.
mean that's it. You did your
Well,
job.
one of the things that I've learned is that I got to take care of me too. And, you know, I've been through a lot of stuff, man. And I tried to, excuse me, I've been through a lot of stuff and I'm just I'm trying to just do Sean right now. You know what I mean? Like I've been helping people for so long that I know if I don't take care of me, I'm going to be able to take care of nobody else. And so it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
we get burned out.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I say we, and like we're nowhere on the level that you are, where you're at and
there's no
stuff.
level.
As far as like time and experience and your interactions with people, not, but
Yeah.
it these past 2 years, it has been draining. And it does sometimes make you take a hard look at yourself and the new boundaries and I'm bad. I've always been bad with boundaries, and I've had to really build my boundaries.
Yeah, we're trying to get to where you're at there, Sean. You know, baby steps, or in my case, baby hops. But you know,
I've been up and
It,
down
it, takes-
so much, man. And it's crazy.
it takes a lot because like as a veteran, you get out and you just want to keep serving, right? And you don't want to leave any veteran behind. So you want to help everyone. And that just starts to consume you, right? Like in the earlier stages of my career, and when I started in the mental health, I wanted to help everyone. And I would stay up at night trying to figure out how to help someone. And it took a toll on my health. I mean, it ruined me. And now I'm on the different phase in my career and in my life where now I am all about, I mentioned this the other day, and I know most veterans don't like to hear that, is I feel that a lot of us are becoming, the veteran community is becoming a welfare community. And I'm trying to pull the veterans out of that. Like, all right, listen, we have these problems. Let's find solutions. Let's
Yeah.
work on this, right? We're always going to be healing. We're always going to be fighting demons, right? That's an everyday thing. Like you're never going to stop, right? But it's continuing to push forward.
That's right.
Yeah,
And you have to
absolutely.
set those
Actually,
boundaries.
that kind of runs into your book, Sean, like your first book.
Yeah.
That almost seems like where your direction was with your first book, Veteran 2.0.
I could talk about it for a minute, but I wanted to kind of back
Yeah.
up just a minute and just kind of, without getting too deep into the story. When I suffered with addiction, right? It was going all the way from 2012 to 2018, but within that time frame, I was really bad. I was really bad, and I tried to get help a couple times, and it was mainly ultimatums, right, from my now ex-wife and stuff. You need to go get clean. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I would always do it for her, do it for the kids, or do it for people. And my best friend, Delvis Barrero, he was from Puerto Rico. He was my best friend, and he committed suicide. 16, and that just put me even deeper in a depression and deeper. I just feel like I lost my purpose. I think a lot of people can realize when they get out of the military, a lot of times that purpose is gone. You don't know what you want out of life. You don't know what you want to do. And that's where I was at. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just felt like a failure. I felt like, because I kind of got forced out of the military. I had all these dreams and goals, and it's not, I was just miserable. And getting close to 2017, I was at a point I was ready to take my own life. I was just done. I was done with life. I was done with being a shitty husband. I was done with being a shitty father. I was done with just life. And I was really ready to do it. And I think I made a Facebook post, and I've never done it before, but I made a post something like, I'm going black, I'm going dark, don't call me, just leave me the fuck alone, I'm done. And I had a bunch of people blowing me up, but I had this one guy that I knew, he was one, and he reached out to me, and he was a good friend of mine, and he kept calling me, and I finally answered. It's like, we talked for a little bit, and he was giving me that fucking, bro, get your head out of your ass. If you want to fucking be something, you do it. You're the one that has, giving me that knife hand. And he inspired me. Like, he really giving that tough love. Somebody talking to me like that never talked to me like that before. Like, not this fucking pat on the back shit. Like, this was get your head out of your ass. And I don't know what it was. I was like, you know what? You are right, dude. I was like, if I want to be better, then I need to do it for me. And so that next day I went to bed. I actually prayed about it. I was like, God, please let me wake up tomorrow with the same attitude. I was sick, bro. I was like 3 days, no pills. I was sick as hell, throwing up, toilet type shit, detoxing. And I went to my wife at the time, and I still had that desire. And I walked up to her and I said, I'm ready to clean. And she said, I said, I'm ready to get clean. I said, I don't care. Let's do it right now. And so we called around, and we found a place that cost $650 to get me into a detox center. So I went to detox for 10 days, and I detoxed. And then as soon as I got out of detox, we started an outpatient treatment center. And I did that for 7 months straight, 4 days a week, 4 hours a day. And I did that for the entire I put the work in. And by the time I was done and graduated, like a couple of weeks went by, and I was so proud, and I was so, I've done it. I'm clean. I went live on Facebook, and I was like, what's up, everybody? My name is John. I said, I'm a recovering addict. I said, I've been clean now for 7 months. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's go. And the fucking shit went viral almost. And that's how I got started. Like, everybody wanted to hear my story, and I did it. And so now I tell everybody, they're like, well, what's the secret to getting clean? You got to want it. Right? You got to want it. And that's what I wanted it bad enough. So that's what led into me getting clean. And then, like my buddy says, with the MOAR, there was an event. That was my second event I've ever done in my entire life. I've never spoken before. And I got invited to go speak at an event. It was a political event, but I was there, and it was like 600 people there. It was crazy. I was in Washington, D.C. I already showed Jimmy the photo of my puppy in the background of this Capitol, and we just blew it up. And it was like, USA, like we were just USA. Like, it was so great, and I got inspired. And then I started traveling and speaking and telling people my story. And then I wrote a book called Veteran Mindset 2.0. I was like, I'm tired of just talking about it. Like you said earlier, we need to find a solution. And so that's what I was trying to do, that's it. I was trying to find a solution, and I don't know how I did it, man. I think it was God, but I sat down and I put all of my experience into one book without being like a story. It's just more about mindset. This is how I've done this. This is how you get through this. This is, if you're struggling with this, you do it like this. And I just wrote it, and it took me over a year to write that book. And finally, when it launched, I hit #1 bestseller on Amazon, new release, over thousands of copies. It was crazy. And it just went from there. Then, and everything I'm doing now, obviously leading into like, profits and stuff and doing all that stuff. But then here we are today.
Speaking of your first book, for all those watching, if you'd like to check his book out, scan the QR code. It's over bestseller there in the left corner. It'll take you straight to it. You can purchase it there, maybe on Amazon before they go to good.
I can't get my fingers to work.
Check it
See?
out. It really is a good book.
Thank you.
You see what I was saying, Sean? A purpose.
Yeah. I never knew, man. You cut me back to 2016, 15, 14, 13, 17, bro. I never would have thought I wrote no book. No way in the world would I've ever sat down and even had the fortitude, even had the ability. And just to throw this out there, I know God was with me, because the entire time I was arguing with my wife, I was fighting with my wife. We were having miserable conversations, and I was still able to focus enough. And because of good friends and good people in my life that would hit me up like every month and be like, is your book done? Is your book done? Is your book done? Where are you at?
I did that a few times.
we did that a couple of times. And what's crazy is that chapter 4, which is self-worth. I talk about self-worth on chapter 4. I literally accidentally deleted the entire chapter. And I was so angry. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm done. Like the whole chapter got deleted and I couldn't find it on the computer. And then one of my buddies was like, just rewrite it. I was like, can't write it. You don't understand. Like, I can't do this. But then I ended up writing it because I rewrote it. And I don't know. I feel like God was with me with that. But you're right, man. Purpose. And I don't know. I was proud of that moment. It was really good. And we used to have all kinds of conversations on it. We had a Discord. We had people actually taking my book and teaching other people ways from my book. Like they were taking it and interpreting it their way. Veterans, like, I don't know, some regret that I named it Veteran Mindset because it's not just for veterans. You don't have to be a veteran and just help people.
Right.
Veterans. It helps anybody. But
Well,
yeah. So,
we're at the halfway point here. Lex, you want to catch us up and do things in reverse order this time? You want to catch us up on some of these comments? And then I'll pay the bills one more time and we can go into talking about his second book before we get to the entertainment segment.
Yes. I'm going to go all the way back. Right.
Back to Kelly.
There's a lot of comments going on, guys. I'm loving it.
There's a lot. There was a lot of good things about Sean. There was.
I don't know why everybody's lying for. No.
We're gonna start with Lexi. Lexi said, "Hi guys, sorry I'm late." Lexi, that's 20 push-ups for being late. Lan said that Lexi and myself, Lex, should build a team and call it Lex Us. Theo said Lexus Sodia, the luxury model. Robbie said Sean inspired me in 2015 at the first MOAR with his speech and patriotism. Angela said, "Hey guys, thanks for joining us, Angela. Hope you didn't run anybody over today."
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're her.
Yeah, she might later. We'll find out.
Vehicular manslaughters and shit. Lance said, "Lexi, only allow people with the name that is a derivative of legs to be members of said group." Julie said, literally what Sean did for years. He took helping veterans on his shoulders. Aaron said, you can only help to a certain point before you completely drain yourself. Then you're no good to literally anyone. Fill your cup. Let me see. Kayla said, here to support the bestie. Theo said, Sean, don't you mean I'm going African American instead of I'm going black?
Let's go.
Theo said he does not see color.
We gotta watch Theo. We'll sound like some racist assholes before the show's over with.
Theo said, I do. I just don't give a shit. That's why I'm black from the waist up. He said, definitely not from the waist down. See, we like veer off real quick. Lance said the purple crayon tastes like the number 9. See, they started drifting. Julie said my 14-year-old has even read Sean's first book and it helped her, and I'm not a vet and it helped me. I think that's awesome. I will tell you this, Sean, that you motivated me as well, because I've been writing for years and I sit on it. Listen, I've been sitting on this for going on 7 years, never wanting to pull the trigger. And I hear you guys' stories and I talk to veterans and they're like, fuck it, just do it. But I get in my head, like no one's going to read it. No one is interested in it. And I just,
where do you start? What do you tell?
I do. I have like hundreds of pages of all kinds of stuff, and it just, I leave it there, and I have journals and all that.
Yeah.
But I hear your story, and like, fuck it, I'm gonna get one sale. Thanks, Mom.
Nah, you good, bro. You got it. You're gonna knock it out, dude. You got it. if I can
I'm
do
gonna
it,
write a
you
book
can
and then get
do it.
one sale because I'm
Okay,
going to buy my
so
own book.
All right, Beth, you were saying?
I was going to just say that the QR code for his second book is Dear Friend. It's right here.
By the way,
I
Right
don't
over
know.
there.
It should be over there, but it's
on your
over
corner.
here.
There it is, that corner.
it's that
There.
mirroring thing.
Oh, I'll get this right sooner or later. I
All right,
forgot to
real
close my
quick.
camera.
Once again, for all you coffee drinkers, head over to Aerial Resupply Coffee. They've got a great lineup of coffees. They've got a great lineup of teas. Basically anything that you want to get you caffeinated in the mornings or in the evenings. Head over there and check them out. QR codes on the screen. Give it a scan. Check them out. You can do one-time orders. You can do subscriptions. They've got some really cool gear too. All based,
And yeah,
and both the
definitely use
names
the
are based
promo
off of
code.
military themes as far as it goes. Again.
And also use the QR code because you get 20% off. And the sale goes to us because we're trying to get sponsored, guys. So help us out.
That's right. Don't make me put a sad face and a Sarah McLachlan song in the background.
I know I do need to get you to start doing the aerial supply coffee because I think you'll sell more. I think you've got that face.
I've got a face for radio, so
Again, I just
Yeah.
look illegal.
I just threw the promo code Smokin and Jokin 365 exclamation point. Put that in the use that as a promo code when you go to Area Resupply and you get a 20% discount. Other commercials. For those of you who enjoy our particular brand of humor, the military humor, you're dark, you're explicit, you're inappropriate. Head over to Crown Eater's Wife 1775 on Facebook. You can check us out. Our goal is to put a smile on your face, make you spit your coffee out, unless it's Area Resupply coffee. Don't spit that stuff out. If we can keep you from going, put a smile on your face, and keep you from going to them dark places, then we've, accomplished our mission for the day. Check us out. If you'd like to check out some of our gear, like some of the cool sweatshirts that Beth and I both have on at the moment, you can head over to cw1775.org, click on shop.
The QR code is right here.
Yes, right there. Good job. You got the right
Yep.
direction.
Yes, I
We've
know. I
got
did
some
it the first
cool
time.
ball caps, trucker hats, women's V-neck t-shirts, regular t-shirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies. We got a cool looking flask, and some other gear coming soon. So check us out. All the proceeds or profits, whatever you want to call it, are going to help us finish off our 501c and help other veterans. So come check us out. All right, commercial been paid. Sean, tell us about your friend. Your
Second
friend.
book. So, so it's kind of interesting. So, so during like Beth, you were talking about when we go back a little bit, talking about I heard you with some of my quotes and stuff like that on Facebook. Well, I don't know. I get these crazy ideas. I'm sure you get it. Like, that sometimes you get these ideas and you just want to execute them and you don't know how to do it. You just come up with ideas. And so I'm always wanting to help people is what I'm getting at. So on Facebook, one day I was just like, wrote a paragraph once a week and I just titled it Dear Friend. So somebody could read it like it's reading to them. And it's an inspiration just to kind of get them motivated. So I did that. And I started off and 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. And then as I noticed people were coming in, they were starting to like it. They enjoyed it. And then I started getting people go, hey man, you're going to keep this up. And I was like, okay. Probably after about 10 of them, dude, what if I turn this into a book? That would be crazy. But I didn't have how to, I didn't have any idea I was going to do it. So for 31 days or more, but actually 31 days, more longer than that because it was weeks, right? So, but anyways, I ended up writing like 30 something of them. And it was, we're talking boss knows like 2 years or so went by. And they're actually the reason why it actually got published, because we were talking and I was like, dude, I still want to get this book out. Like, I want to make it called Dear Friend, have all of those quotes, all of these paragraphs that I put out there. And she comes around with me and my husband already. I was like, what? What? They had already put it all together, took quotes that I had made, and they put it all together for me. And we created a book together, and we dropped it on Barnes and Noble. We dropped it on Amazon. And yeah, that's how it got started. It took, but within 2 years, we finally got it launched. But that's how it started. I just wanted to motivate people. And so a little bit different than Veteran Mindset. This is more of a every day, you start one, you read a paragraph, it motivates you, got a little journal section, you can write your own thoughts. And then the next day, another paragraph of motivation, you can write your thoughts. So it's, dear friend, and it's supposed to motivate you. And it's somebody talking to you.
I know I talked to you a couple of times.
And that's how it happened. Facebook.
I know I talked
You
to you.
you can literally read it for free just by going back and just reading, 2 years ago.
Well, I remember talking to you about it when you were writing the second book, and
Yep.
just a couple of times I'd asked you. I knew you were struggling. It was when I think it was before you got the whole package, but I almost, and I knew everything else that was going on. I just knew, because you were struggling with your wife. You were, you were going through a lot during this book. And so I didn't know if you lost focus on it. So when I saw that you had actually finished it and published it, I was really proud of you. And I loved the idea. Like, when we sat down in my garage and you explained it all to me and how you did it. And I think it was perfect, because I know for me, that's what made me find you. It wasn't an organization, or it wasn't, TikTok or anything like that. It was really just reading your words every day, and it really, and then wanting to look into you. And so I'm really glad I really loved what you did, and I can't wait to start journaling, because I'm horrible at it.
Well, we all know journaling is so important. And a lot of times people don't realize it, but journaling really is very healthy, and it's good therapeutic. And so I wanted people to read it and then be able to put their own thoughts into it. And so I don't know. I think it's been doing pretty well. I haven't promoted it quite as hard as I did Veteran Mindset.
Yeah.
But I have been putting it out there, and it is what it is. And
I think that's an amazing idea, because just the dear friend thing, right? And taken away from not just the veteran community, but just anyone in general, right? That kind of pulls people in. So it feels very conversational, like you said, very therapeutic, not clinical. It doesn't seem like you're just, we're not doing a David Goggins type speech, right? It's hey, talking like friends, like, hey, listen, I'm not a voice of authority. It's just, we're sitting down at a fire pit having a conversation.
And to be everything that I really do, because I'm a very emotional person, which they're learning. I'm a very emotional person. And everything that I do, I write, any videos, anything that I put out, I like to typically relate to people, but it's whatever mood I'm in.
It's what you're going through. You very much mimic what you're going through. Yeah.
Right. So if I'm in a depressed mood, then I will write about depression. If I'm in an anxiety mood, I'll write about anxiety. If I'm in a whatever mood, I'd write about it. So it's really personal. It's not, like you said, it's not me trying to be Mr. Know-it-all. It's just, I'm writing in a paragraph. I'm sort of giving my own self-advice, and then I'm pushing it out.
And it's healing.
You talk about things you're working on personally too. And your journey in going through whatever that situation may be, or whatever
you in the beginning when you met me, I said, I'm just like you. I said, people like influencers with people with big numbers. You must. And I'm like, dude, I struggle just as much as you do. This one right here, So this one right here is a little bit different. This is called From No Worth to Self Worth. This is the third. Well, this was actually my in between. So that would have been, but this isn't my book. That I'm actually a co-author of this book. So I'm actually
Okay.
on chapter 1.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know
So
this.
me and 10 other people. I don't really talk about it much, but me and 10 other people all got together, and I was part of a project, and it was called. And I actually came up with the title From No Worth to Self Worth, and we actually did a podcast on it. And but yeah, I'm chapter book, and it's just basically talking about from no worth to self worth, like from finding my self worth. That's what that is.
Yeah, because
So I'm always
especially
been
in
involved in
recovery,
something.
especially in
Yeah,
recovery,
yeah.
you have no
Mhm.
self-worth. By the time you get into
You don't.
most people get into recovery, like I
Mhm.
know you had talked about, I finally did it for me. And I went through
Yep.
those struggles too, wanting to do it for everyone else.
Mhm.
But like Jimmy gave me an ultimatum. He was like, you either get
Yeah.
clean or I'm done.
I mean,
And
those work,
he,
but
Jimmy doesn't
ultimately,
tell
you
you,
still had to do it for you.
Jimmy doesn't tell you that kind of stuff if, you
Mhm.
know, and then take you back. Like he really will be done.
Yeah.
So when I got clean, I wasn't doing it for myself because I didn't have any self worth. I didn't care about myself,
Right.
but I held on by the skin of my teeth, like, every bit I could until I could. And then I did it for myself. So there are people who do that, but very much if you're not ready, period, you're not gonna get
At the end of
clean.
the day, if even though he gave you that ultimatum and you still did it because of the ultimatum, if you wouldn't have been doing it for Beth, you would be already relapsed. You would have already
Right,
been out here doing it.
absolutely, yeah.
So at
And
the end
that's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
day, you ended up doing it for you.
I dove into it. And I took it serious, and like I still live by a lot of the
Mhm.
a. I went personally went to AA,
Yeah,
but the AA book and
yeah.
a lot of the AA principles, because I don't think it's just a recovery
Mhm.
thing. I think it's a life
It's
thing,
a
and
lifestyle.
everybody should do
It's a lifestyle.
it.
All
Yeah.
right, guys. I'm gonna do a speed talking commercial real quick, and then
Oh yeah,
we
we gotta get our
are running
entertainment
out of
on.
time, so we need to get to our bad news advice and hypothetical hijinks. But give me 1 second here, and I will try and speed through this. Once again, for those of you who like to drink coffee, head over there, Resupply Coffee. Check them out. They've got some great teas, great coffees, and some great gear. Get your caffeine on. Scan the QR code there and use the promo code I'm sorry, not 365. Smoking and Joking 365 exclamation point and get 20% off. For those of you who would like to support the show and show us some love and support, nope, that one, not yet. There we go.
Oh,
Now
see,
you can now you can point. For those of you who'd like to support the show, head over to vest365.com. Um, these guys are great. They offer all the same services that RTS has to offer for service disabled veterans, but for service disabled veterans, they do it at a 50% discount. You can also click on the green donate button, and there's a once you go to the donate page, there's a drop down selector. You can select what you'd like your donations to go to, so you can select the Smoking and Joking Show. Show us some love and support. Send some donations in. Help us get over to Apple iTunes and um, Spotify, and uh, yeah, show some love and support. Um, for those of you who want to spark some conversations on uh, mental health awareness and breaking the stigma of PTSD, head over to Etsy and check out Mental Warrior 22. Our our good friend Lex here and his broke bestie, well, mainly his broke bestie, but
yeah.
they've got a great lineup of t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and some other gear over there, all designed to spark conversations and break the stigma of PTSD and mental health issues. Um, yeah, I think that's it. All righty. Lex, you want to take 2 minutes and catch up on some of these comments, and then we will do the bad advice and
Bad news
hypothetical hijinks.
advice. Yeah, we gotta rush through.
Yeah, listen. All right. I'm gonna start with Julie's "In the Arms of the Angels." That's when I said the song. Julie also said the QR code is where Beth's fingers won't reach. Um,
She's
Lance
got T-Rex
replying.
arms.
Lance replying to Julie said, "Don't be a sizist." Julie said, "Yeah, 2 years. Your first quote started because I was really depressed, and Sean knew, and he sent the first quote to me, and I bawled like a baby. And dear friend, you see Sean's heart for people." Julie also replying to Lance, um, "I'm thicker than a king size Snicker, so I'm all about the big back." Lance said, "I understand people are always trying to force me to take them to my secret pot of gold under the rainbow." um, Lance again, "So I only miss my rainbow because he can't see colors." Julie replying, "I'm legally blind, so I can barely see
You
anything."
know, you did really good skipping on some of
Yeah,
that.
listen, I was in for the drama and shit. Um, but going all the way to the top, Theo replying to Lexi, "Good idea. I'll just have my picture on the book cover." Um,
Oh,
that's
I
it.
want that, Theo. You need to put that thirst trap picture you put on Facebook earlier today.
I saw that today for all your
You
haters.
saw that too?
I did.
Yeah, I
did.
even gave him a comment. I said, yeah, I said, what? No gray sweatpants? I mean, geez.
I was gonna
Where's
put a
the
video
baby oil? Like I was surprised you weren't oiled
Mm.
up.
straight out of a Diddy party.
No, he didn't. Mm.
All right, who wants to do the
Amen.
bad news advice?
Mm.
Beth, you can do it because it's not in Spanish.
I would do it, but for some reason I can't scroll up.
All right, I'll
All
give you
right,
the first bad news advice. James here from Atlanta. My wife and I are real competitive, and we just had our first baby. Um, he is starting to talk, but hasn't said mama or daddy. I want him to say dada first. What do you recommend? Bring the mailman in, the real dad.
I was going to say bring the milkman in.
I was thinking Jody. Like
Yeah.
I think
Milkman,
he was just
mailman.
gonna be making a phone call to Jody. Um
Mm.
yeah, like that was I don't know if you can come up with anything better than the milkman.
start showing the kid,
Show me.
screenshots or pictures or whatever of all your friends, and wait until he says "dada," so you know which ones.
Listen,
That's terrible.
Lexi said, "Show him a dildo."
I know. I was like, that was Lexi. Jeez.
That's some shit I expected Theo to say. Theo said,
Right.
if
That's
your,
why I was shocked. I was shocked.
if your son says mama first, tell your wife that you're going to the store for some milk."
That's funny.
Angela said, "Well, you already know what I'm going to say. Angela's going to hit him with a car."
Yeah.
Sean, you
don't
have to
run him
understand,
over.
Angela. Sean, in every episode, Angela recommends hit him with a car. Doesn't matter what it is.
That's your answer.
That doesn't
Angela's
sound like a bad
nickname is Road Rage.
Jimmy, it's kind of like your answer for that
Yeah.
game that we used to play.
Oh yeah.
What is it? What
So
was it? Oh, Crimes Against Humanity. Whenever
Crimes
you
Against
asked me a
Humanity.
question, he would say anal for everything, and it
Uh,
worked.
I looked
It
up
actually worked for everything.
I tried to look up Crimes Against Humanity, like an app or whatever, and it came up with black cards, like the black
Oh,
cards
that's
from
what it
Crimes
was.
Against
Black
Humanity.
cards.
And I started flipping through it, and every card that came up where there was a blank space, if you just answered anal, it worked for every card that came up.
Oh,
So
we were at
the
a
perfect answer
restaurant
for all of them is
doing
anal.
this. We were at
Yeah,
a country
funny.
restaurant doing this, and I was in tears. Like they
I
probably
mean, just
thought we
saying
were
anal is funny.
insane.
Listen, not to go left field with this, but I just saw a TikTok video earlier where it was educational, and they said that back in the days when women had headaches, they used to use butt plugs for their headaches. So I'm just saying, fellas, if
I'd
she says
heard-
she has a headache,
Hey, I mean, if it works,
I
shit.
heard
if she says
dildo, but
she
I've
has a
not
headache,
heard.
I mean, I'm just saying, you're helping the cause.
No ideas, Julie. She's responsible for the blow up dolls I have in here.
Oh yeah, he's got 2 blow up dolls. You know, my daughter walked in and she's like, "Mom," it makes me kind of
What
feel
kind of friends
weird.
do you have?
So Theo
Like,
said
I
if your son
don't
says
know
mama
why he
first,
has 2 blow up dolls.
Theo said if your son says mama first, tell your wife that you're going to the store for some milk. And oh, where was it?
Also, he said he's going for milk. Listen, Sean, Julie had responded to that. Julie has said, have
Lexi
Sean
replied
tell
to
his
that only
friend.
works dad is black.
That's it.
What was that?
Theo said, tell your wife it's okay. My secret family son said daddy first.
Oh, I see.
Theo,
Yeah.
Theo said milk and Newports.
Oh God.
That's playing into every stereotype now. Shit.
Yeah.
I think we might need to redeem ourselves now.
Yeah, I think
Gonna
we
get
have
us
to
to
redeem
hypothetical
ourselves
hijink.
after all that. All right,
All right.
this is
Bring up
where
the
we
Newport.
ask for good advice, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Good advice.
All right. You're swimming in a community pool, and a family brings their toddler and their puppy to the pool. The toddler is wearing floaties, and the puppy is swimming too. While swimming, the parents ask you to watch the toddler while they run to the restroom. The toddler starts splashing you in the face and then says, "Oops, I made a poolside." A Snicker bar looking turd floats to the top of the pool. What do? First off, I will whoop somebody else's kid's ass in a heartbeat. Second of all,
Oh my God.
there's no way in hell I'm watching someone else's kid that I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that too. I don't know.
I would probably splash the kid back or something, but that Snickers is going to keep floating. I'm just saying.
I was about to say I'm not
No
getting
way.
the Snickers.
I
Jimmy.
didn't
No.
see
Hey,
nothing.
Jimmy, you remember swim week, right? One,
Mm-hmm.
two. That's what I'm gonna do to that kid. I'm gonna splash him, and on the third, I'm gonna bring him down in the water. I'm gonna give him 3 little bloop bloop before I let him back up.
And then probably throw the parents into the pool.
And the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. And the dog.
Isn't the dog already in the pool?
Listen,
dog's
he gets
already in.
taken out and thrown back in.
So
for
you
good
either,
measure.
you either tell the dog to fetch, or you wait till the parents come back and then throw the parents in. And once the parents are in, that's when you tell them, "Oh, by the way, you might want to clean up your kid's mess over there."
Yeah.
Honestly, the
Maybe
best,
learn to put on
best
little
advice
swimmers
is to
and
say
shorts.
no. Honestly, the best advice is to say no.
There
From the
it is.
beginning.
That's-
Don't even
that's
watching the damn kid because
Yep.
there's a kid,
Yep.
there's a dog. Now there's a
I'm not watching
turd.
nobody's kids swimming anyways, because if that kid drowned, that'd be our fault.
Yeah.
Theo said, "Get
No,
the
I ain't.
dog to eat the oopsie."
I knew Aaron was gonna say, "Leave the dog alone." Listen, those parents are gonna walk out, and that kid is sitting off to the side, looking like he did poop art on the wall. Right? It's gonna be him, the dog, and the art on the wall.
Oh, in that situation, I'm gonna call Bill Murray. No Groundhog Day fans.
Oh yeah, I love Groundhog. That's I actually love that
Caddyshack.
movie.
Caddyshack.
Oh,
Sorry.
Caddyshack. Yeah. Well, he played in that one too. He played in Groundhog Day too. How fucked up would that be? If you
Lance-
woke up every
Lance said
day
rub his
and-
face in it. Treat the kid
Good
like the
evening,
dog. Rub his face
Kelly.
in it.
Listen, we're not gonna play the race game, but if we had to guess the race on that one, Beth.
Yeah.
Aaron said, take the kid's hand and make them grab their shit and toss it over the side of the pool.
Roll up the newspaper and go, no. That's it.
All right, guys. Well, again, the hour has flown by, and you are always welcome to come back, Sean. We'd love to have you. We have our nights where we just joke around and don't talk about really anything that, unless, our viewers want to talk about something. We just
Okay.
mainly just have a nice little fun time. So if you want to come
Yeah.
back, love to have you.
Okay.
But
I mean,
that is
I'm right
all
next
for us
door, so
tonight.
anytime, just
We
just
have
come
to
knock
go
on the
tonight.
door anytime. I'm here.
Yeah, right. I don't even knock, and I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
still
I'm
shocked.
saying, like, yeah. I mean,
You
I
always
was
knock.
being for real, but you know what I mean. Oh yeah, I was walking in
All
earlier. I
right.
was like,
All right, everybody. Thank you for
Oh,
the
watching
whole,
the
goodness.
show
at least
tonight.
got pants
Join us
on.
again here in the Smoke Pit on the Smoking and Joking Show next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for more rounds of Ask Jody and Petty Betty and whatever other fun and shenanigans we can get into. Check out Sean's book on Amazon.
Oh, no,
We'll get the QR code up here in just a second. 3, 2, maybe.
that's
No.
Mental Warrior.
Anyway, there we go.
There we go.
Check out, dear friend. Scan the QR code. Go purchase a book. Show Sean some love. Thank you for joining us. We love you guys, and good night.
Thank you, guys. Good night.